Imagine if you go on a blind date as a favor to your friend and find out that your date is your boss. Even worse, imagine if your boss falls for you and tries to marry you. That's what's happened to Hari, the main character of our story. Hello everyone, welcome back to 10-minute recaps. We'll be watching episode 2 of Business Proposal today. Last time, we left off the story with Hari running into her long-time crush while dressed inappropriately and escaping onto her boss Taemu's car just after telling him she never wanted to see him again. Taemu assumes that Hari has changed her mind and decided to marry him. Hari hastily denies this and throws out a laundry list of Taemu's issues, even saying that his face looks like an Archaeopteryx. Sung-hoon can't help but laugh. When has the rich and powerful Taemu ever been insulted like this? Taemu just can't forget the Archaeopteryx insult, but Sung-hoon very kindly points out the similarities in their appearance. Meanwhile, Hari and Yong-seo are meeting up for dinner. Hari begs Yong-seo to explain the misunderstanding to Taemu as soon as possible, so he gives up on trying to marry her. But Yong-seo is more concerned with her own future boyfriend. It turns out that she chose this restaurant because it was close to the convenience store they'd met at. Unfortunately, even though Sung-hoon does walk past, Yong-seo doesn't see him. Later that night, the two girls arrive at Hari's home utterly wasted. Yong-seo is sad that she didn't meet Sung-hoon at the restaurant and wants the policeman who took them home to help her find him. Eventually, they get to sleep, and the next morning, they're woken up by Hari's apoplectic mother. The sober girls hastily beg for forgiveness. It seems like Yong-seo is closer to Hari's family than her own. Yong-seo sets up a meeting with Taemu, intending to explain the misunderstanding. The plan is to pretend Hari is from an anonymous dating app, so her job at Taemu's company won't be revealed. The narcissistic Taemu assumes that she wants to date him after all. When they're going to the restaurant, Yong-seo accidentally drives into Taemu's car. She's overjoyed when she sees it's Sung-hoon driving and introduces herself to him. Taemu interrupts her, assuming that she's a fake Yong-seo and that Hari is the real one. After some time, Yong-seo manages to convince him that she's real, but ruins the plan when Taemu uses a simple trick. He says that they're using the same handbag, so the two must know each other. Yong-seo immediately responds that her bag is from Saint Laurent and Hari was using a Chanel bag, proving that she knows her. Taemu demands that Yong-seo sets up another meeting for him and Hari, without realizing that they had already met each other that morning. Hari had just come back from stalking her own crush. It turns out that her colleague met with Min-woo and she said they were flirting. Hari followed them to a restaurant where she saw them holding hands and Min-woo even giving her colleague a present. Because of this, Hari was distracted when she went back to the office and fell over after bumping into someone. Her slipper fell off and flew straight at Taemu's head. It's a real shame Hari isn't playing football professionally instead of making food. She could be as good as Messi. Hari was scared she would be recognized by Taemu and tried to run away, but eventually gets caught by this alumni of the Harvard track and field team. Taemu still doesn't recognize the terrified Hari, but when he sees her crying, his anger dissipates and he starts praising her work to calm her down. That night, she can't help but worry her crush might be stolen from her by her own colleague. Yong-seo sees she's sad and doesn't dare tell her the plan failed. Instead, the next day she pretends she's saying thank you to Hari for the deception and gives her a free makeover. It's only when they get to a restaurant that Yong-seo tells her the truth and escapes just before Taemu arrives, leaving Hari behind. Hari tries to escape but drops her bag in her panic, spilling her things all over the floor. Unfortunately, Taemu picks up a card for Hari's chicken shop and now knows where she lives. During their meeting, The narcissistic Tae-moo is most concerned with how he looks like an Archaeopteryx and how much Hari was paid to scam him. Before they leave, Tae-moo threatens to go to Hari's chicken shop if she doesn't pick up his calls. When he asks her for her real name to add to his contacts list, Hari realizes that he knows the name Shin Hari and instead uses the name Shin Geum-hee, a character from a popular dating TV show. When he gets home, Tae-moo tells his granddad he's not getting married to Yong-seo anymore. For some reason, he's still angry at Hari calling him an Archaeopteryx and lying to him for a small amount of money, but not angry at Yong-seo for not going to the blind date. At 4 in the morning, he's watching National Geographic when a documentary about dinosaurs comes up. The section on Archaeopteryxes makes him mad again, and he calls Hari, waking her up. The next day, because he stopped his marriage with Yong-seo, his granddad arranges 12 blind dates for him. One of them is even in Japan. Tae-moo can't stand all of the boring women who are basically identical, and even worse, because of the blind dates, he has no time to work. So, he comes up with a plan. He tells his granddad that he's dated Shin Geum-hee for a long time, and that his marriage to Yong-seo was only because they were having an argument. They are now back together happily, and he plans on marrying Geum-hee. That night, he tries to convince Hari to pretend to be his girlfriend for his granddad, even offering twice the amount of Yong-seo for each date. Hari doesn't dare do this. After all, lying to both the CEO and chairman of the company makes it twice as likely she'll be found out. The persistent Tae-moo doesn't give up and even follows her home. Hari suddenly sees her brother approaching, and not wanting to get misunderstood, she pushes Tae-moo out of sight. But when she does so, they fall over and accidentally kiss. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.